Hey everyone, this is Mike at singlegamedfs.com and fantasyfifteensports.com. We're doing a follow-up video here on our last video where we used usage, expected usage or projected usage to determine the percentage of play in our lineups with the Rotogrinders free lineup tool. And I thought we'd talk about how we did. The final results were we entered $100 in contests and we returned $50. So we lost $50. But it was a pretty good experiment and it had some interesting features to it. And I think we'll try it again. We're in positive ground with our results up until the last minute of this game. So I thought we'd take a quick look at what happened and see if we could learn something from it. So one of the first things to determine in the player pool is just who we had versus who we missed, and if we had the right people picked out in the lineups. So let's just look at who we had and who we missed. First of all, who we missed. Okay, so the first guy to look at is Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill had 2 rushes for 8 yards, but he had a reception, 1 reception for 9 yards and a touchdown. We didn't have him in the lineup. That touchdown counted against us, and we didn't capitalize on that. So we were right about his touches. He only had 3 touches, but 1 was for a touchdown. The other person in here was Kenny Stills. Only had 3 receptions, but 1 was a touchdown. So we missed on those 2 guys, and they accounted for 2 touchdowns, which, of course, did not help our team at all with the lineups that we had set up. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about the game script and what happened. So here we can take a look at the scoring plays. There was nothing in the first quarter that added to the score. It was 0-0 going into the second quarter. With just the start of the after just the start of the second quarter, Watson got a 21-yard run for a touchdown. 9:22 left in the second quarter. Lutz got his first field goal. He ended up with 3 field goals, so Lutz was not a bad pick to have in our lineups. Hopkins got his first touchdown with 1:47 left in the first half or the second quarter. 2-yard pass from Watson. Then into the third quarter, Latavius Murray got a 30-yard run and a touchdown. 8:20 left in the third quarter. Hopkins got his second touchdown. So Hopkins was a pretty good pick. We had him for 18 touches as our number 1 receiver, wide receiver 1. He ended up getting those 2 touchdowns, and you can see here 18% in 10 lineups is like 2 out of 10. We had him, you can see in our lineup makeup here. Actually, he was in both of our lineups that generated cash. So he was in this one and this one, and I think he was in 3 altogether. 1, 2, 3. He was in 3 of our lineups. He got 2 touchdowns. He's an altogether pretty good pick. It would have been great to have him as captain. Those were probably the winning lineups in this particular contest, but we had him in a couple, and it showed up in our score by earning us these points. And without the other unusual touchdowns in this contest, we would have not won the contest, but 5th or 6th place is not bad. It's good. Anytime you break even, I feel in a tournament contest, it's a good result. And if you can double your money in any contest, that's a great result. So without the last minute of play, as we'll see, Hopkins was a pretty good performer for us in this particular slate. So that second pass happened, like we said, with 8:20 left in the third quarter. Then Taysom Hill got his touchdown. And like we said, Taysom Hill was not enough, didn't register enough in our picks here or in our projections to enter any lineups. So unfortunately, we didn't even include him as a potential candidate to be in any lineups because we didn't project him for any touches. So at the beginning of the fourth quarter, Traquan Smith got a touchdown pass from Breeze. That made the score 21-24. New Orleans took the lead. And we were in good condition at this point, good position. We were in like 5th or 6th place in the contest when we were at somewhere around $200. So we had had our money doubled, but we had to endure the rest of the fourth quarter. And we made it almost to the end. We made it towards the very last minute of the fourth quarter. We were up $100. We were at something like $206, I think, in sixth place. But then Lutz's field goal happened. That didn't really matter too much with 50 seconds left in the game. But what really hurt was Kenny Stills got a 37-yard touchdown pass with 37 seconds left. And that dropped us to something like, I want to say 230th place, 250th place, something like that. But it dropped our final numbers to what we showed you earlier, that we had the $30 and $20. We had two lineups in the money, one for 30, one for 20. All happening in the last minute, half minute almost of this game when Kenny Stills got that touchdown pass. We'll look again at our lineups. We didn't have Kenny Stills enough to have him count in any lineups. So we'll take a quick look at that. But then Will Lutz finished out the game with the final field goal that actually won the game for New Orleans with time running out. So just to review, Taysom Hill, 1, 2, 3 touches. Where is he? And 1 touchdown. Then Stills, 3 touches, 1 touchdown. So we had the right percentage of expected usage. These guys that got touchdowns had very little usage. 1 touchdown and 3 receptions for Stills. Taysom Hill, 2 rushes and 1 reception for a touchdown. And Tre'Quan Smith, who was low in our rankings for 5 touches, he really only had 2 touches, but 1 was for a touchdown. So a little bit of an unlucky turnout there at the very end. Without the last minute of the game, we would have done really well, doubling our money. We'll try this again with some other showdowns because it's a fairly interesting, I'm not sure that it's the right way yet, but it's interesting enough to me to keep trying it. If we had lasted out that last minute, obviously we would have been a lot happier. But the expected usage turned out to be pretty close. And it's pretty unusual that guys with super low usage get so many points. We'll try it again and show you what happens next time. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Check into fantasyfifteen.com for our results and singlegamedfs.com for our points projections and our tools where you can try some of these lineups based on our spreadsheet, cheat sheets, and other tools that you can learn how to build on singlegamedfs.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a great football weekend.